Hello, good evening. You're welcome. This is Business Now. My name is Malcolm Sime. We are sponsored by Absa Bank Uganda. This week on the CEO segment, we go deep into the performance of life insurance, which is grossing great results in premiums, and players asking government of Uganda to speed up plans to insure government agencies and businesses. NTV Business Now was invited for a briefing by the CEO of IC Airline Life Insurance. On our asset acquisition segment, we will talk real estate, and we closely followed the launch of the Bridge, a new luxury living skyscraper launched by Turkish firm VAR Real Estate at a red carpet event at the Serena Hotel, and what this means in terms of property prices, etc. And on Tech Now, the Uganda Bankers Association held their annual conference, and cybersecurity once again dominated debate heavily. But first, let's have a quick look at some of the top business stories. The Tokyo International Africa and Development 9 in Yokohama. Japan's Prime Minister proposed creating an Indian Ocean Africa economic zone to deepen economic integration between Africa, India, and the Middle East. Japan pledged $5.5 billion in loans coordinated with the African Development Bank and announced plans to train 30,000 AI professionals over 3 years. The potential impact on our markets is the infrastructure and regional integration. The economic zone concept, according to experts, could support infrastructure development, ports, logistics, hubs, energy networks, and thereby boosting intra and extra-African trade. Kenya has sealed the yen-denominated loan with Japan, and growth forecasts are shooting up. Kenya experts expect the GDP growth in reach of 5.6% in 2025, outpacing earlier projections. At the same time, Tokyo summit, Kenya signed a yen-denominated loan with Japan's Nexi Insurance. The aim is to lower borrowing costs and diversify infrastructure funding, and that the impact of that deal in our markets is economists are seeing expansion in growth, and that strengthened projections may also enhance private sector confidence and stimulate investment, especially in infrastructure and energy. They also say that access to discounted yen-denominated debt could serve as a template for other African nations seeking more favorable financing. This is Business Now. We begin with the CEO segment, where we talk life insurance, and the sector is showing strong growth with premium collections rising steadily. Industry executives are now urging government to accelerate plans to ensure public agencies, a move they say could further expand market penetration. NTV Business Now was invited to a special briefing by Emmanuel Mwaka, the Chief Executive Officer, ICE Airline Life Insurance, to discuss the sector's outlook and opportunities.
ICE Lion is a financial services provider in Uganda. We celebrated 25 years last year, so we're in our 26th year. Started operations in 1999 in Uganda, but ICE Lion is part of a wider family that was birthed in 1964, as known then as the Insurance Company of East Africa. We only recently rebranded our to ICE Lion about 5 or so years ago. And I would say that the products that we've actually come up with that address some of these needs. I'll first state that there isn't any sector in the economy that operates devoid of people. So we care about the people, we care for the people. The products that we provide are solutions that actually look after the people, look after the interests of the people. So if it's manufacturers, we have a special that basically looks after the key man risk, which is to say that, if you are a specialized person who has set up a cottage industry, and you know that you're the only one that can be able to run it, you're the only one that has the skill to run that particular cottage industry, we actually insure you, we protect you, such that in the event of any insurable event happening, be it a critical illness, be it a disability, or be it a death that then takes you out of that cottage industry, the insurance payout is then used to source for someone of equal skill, for someone of equal experience, equal knowledge, to come and then plug in and keep that industry actually running. Now, effectively, what we're trying to say is that we want you to focus specifically on building your business. And if there is any risk that happens, we will take the responsibility of ensuring that you have someone who can actually continue to run that business. In Uganda, what we've seen in the past is whenever whenever the patriarch or whenever the founder of the business steps aside, we've seen businesses actually go under. Most of the times it's because they lack the ability to employ or recruit or to train or to anchor and plug in that gap, and that's where this insurance solution comes in. So that a death does not necessarily mean a death to the business also that you've set up, which is employing thousands of people, which is adding value to the economy. That death then is an opportunity for us as life insurers to actually provide a payout that then is used to employ a resource globally, really, to come and continue the good work that was being already done in that cottage industry. That's one example for the manufacturers. The other areas also where we in a way de-risk is to say that we know that the economy is growing. There is need for skills to be developed in this economy. So as insurers, what we've done also is we know for a fact that the saving culture is critical to any economy's growth. And we provide solutions that are savings related, that provide for opportunities for individuals like you and me to actually build money in a safe net with the risk component covered, to ensure that the dreams that we would have maybe 3, 5, 10 years away from now are actually well covered. Now, that in a way is critical because we've seen, and from various studies, that absenteeism in most workplaces, when you drill back down, usually has connotations to do with financial, let me call it indiscipline. Now, insurance, life insurance specifically, has a way of actually inculcating this culture or this behavior of saving for the future. So we grossed about 140 billion, just slightly under 140 billion in premiums in 2024, at the end of 2024. Maybe to juxtapose that, I think 2020 we must have crossed about 60 to 70 billion. So we've grown double over about a 5-year period. And we expect maybe this year to cross slightly below 200 billion in terms of premiums.
Let's now turn to asset acquisition in real estate, because in the property market, luxury living is scaling new heights in Kampala. Turkish developer VAR Real Estate has unveiled the Bridge, a high-end skyscraper positioned as Kampala's latest landmark for a modern city living. And this is after launching Cadenza. So this launch was marked by a red carpet event at the Serena Hotel, signaling strong investor appetite according to those that attended in the premium housing in Uganda's real estate market.
Two iconic towers joined by a bridge. But not just a bridge, it's a set of amenities, it's a lifestyle that we're introducing. It's an experience. You live in the place, you pretty much escape within. 25 different amenities, the highlight being an indoor cinema, not one but actually two, a rooftop, sunset deck, a mini golf, a chess lounge, and of course to top it up, the heated swimming pools, kids play areas. I mean, it's cool and all, it's all about the lifestyle. So what we're trying to do is actually emphasize that very point. From just $89,000 US, that's literally around 310 million or under. In Kololo, 1 bedrooms, 115,000. 2 bedrooms, 233,000. Paid for over a period of 3 years, 40 months in total. Cadenza is the tallest residential tower in the country, and as we've just been told, it's not just the tallest but also the safest because of the piles we used. It's also in Nakasero. The bridge, 25 different amenities connected by a bridge, so 2 blocks. Cadenza is 1. These are 2 towers connected by a bridge with different amenities, and it's in Kololo. But for the longest period, I think Ugandans have always been used to probably making their own money build what at the moment you're seeing international players coming into the market, which is exciting. So it means the economy is growing. It means Ugandans are now starting to appreciate and value good things. It's not just brick and mortar anymore. Just these 2 projects alone, the scale from look at units in just a year and a half with a launch of this project right now, we've probably brought another almost 300 units in the market. Cadenza was the same. So in a space of almost a year and a half, we bought almost 600 units. You can look at the scale and probably judge how much would that be. And this is not in any other location. This is in Kololo and Nakasero, the two prime locations in the country. The CBD and pretty much the prestigious Kololo. As a matter of fact, the person doesn't have to start with a bank. Because the units, the prices that I was mentioning, for instance, 87,000 for studio, this is money you can pay in installments. So you don't have to pay, go to the bank, get an interest on that property, and then it becomes pricey. What we're saying is, come, pick a unit, book that unit with as low as 8,700. That's under 30 million as past day's rate. Give me 30 million to reserve that unit. A unit in Kolo reserved at 30 million. Give me another 30 after a month, so 60. You sign your sales agreement. The balance 80%, you can actually pay me in installments every month of $1,260 per month. So almost, give or take, roughly under 4 million Uganda shillings. You can actually pay for this unit installments.
On Tech Now this week, we look at banking and cybersecurity because the Uganda Bankers Association held its annual conference this week with cybersecurity dominating discussions. As digital banking expands in the country, industry leaders are calling for strong defenses against fraud and data breaches. The debate underscored the growing urgency for investment in securing financial technology across the country's banking sector.
The question before us today is if we will be targeted, but rather when we are targeted, how do we respond? How are we prepared?
It's becoming more complex, and the players who don't want it to thrive are equally becoming more complex. We have continued to take our collaboration with Visa to a higher level, year in, year out.
Visa, we believe that trust is a foundation of digital commerce. Without trust, innovation stalls, adoption slows, and the financial ecosystem becomes vulnerable.
You and I are in this room today because we play a role in enabling payments to our consumers. In every transaction, whether you're in compliance, whether you're in audit, whether you're in cybersecurity, your role is to ensure efficient payment to a customer, to a consumer.
We have the top cyber fraud vectors. One, insider threats. This is one of the most dangerous threats. Insider threats. And what are the insider threats? Us, people who are managing IT.
These threats are evolving, and it's important for us as security professionals to have ourselves at the forefront, to equip ourselves with the knowledge for us to be able to handle these.
Working together, we believe that we will do a lot, so that at least we mitigate or foresee even before it happens.
Uganda Development Bank is a national development finance institution with a mandate to accelerate socio-economic transformation through financial and non-financial interventions. And mainly on the financial side, we provide debt, these are loans, and equity. And on the non-financial side, we do support with preparing projects to become bankable, but also financially viable. And this is through business advisory, through preparation, and so forth. Then we have what we call eligible sectors, and like I indicated, that UDB is a national DFI. We are aligned to the National Development Plan for now, which of course speak to the SDGs. And from these, we derive our sectors that we call priority sectors. And these are specifically agriculture or primary agriculture, manufacturing, agro-industrialization, tourism, health, education, creatives, STI, to mention but a few. And so once a project is in those sectors, that's the first line of sort of eligibility, after which now we go into the full-scale appraisal, due diligence, and if it passes that, it then qualifies for funding from UDB. But really the starting point is it has to be aligned to the key priority sectors of the economy and those growth-enhancing sectors. This year, UDB will be running its inaugural Uganda Development Finance Summit, which is scheduled for on 1st and 2nd September at Munyonyo. It's a convention center at Munyonyo Resort. And it will be, like I've indicated, it's the first of its kind, and we are really excited about this event. Why now? For a number of reasons. You see, Uganda, just like other developing countries, or specifically other sub-Saharan African countries, is faced with a number of challenges and opportunities. Just to begin with challenges, you could see that the country is working hard to realize structural transformation, industrialize, create jobs for the bulging youth. As you know, Uganda has for quite some time been ranked the youngest country in the world. And this is not only for Uganda, but for many other developing countries. And so there is a need for solutions that address these key potential challenges. The other thing we see is the shrinking fiscal space, that the tax to GDP ratio remains low, but also there is declining official development assistance. Previously, we used to have almost 50% of our budgets financed through ODA, and that has since shrunk, especially with COVID, with geopolitical tensions, which have led to a shift in focus of many funders to other priorities. And so there is a need to, one, enhance domestic revenue mobilization, but to find other or to come up with other instruments that can help Uganda in particular and other rated countries to crowd in financing from private sector, but also from other sources of finances, which are, again, they are quite big volumes of finances out there, big financing out there that we need to tap into, but all we need is to structure the right instruments, either through blended finance, green financing, and so forth. And that explains why now. Now that we are faced with quite a number of challenges as a country, but also as a developing part of the world, and that there are opportunities that we know of, like those finances I've talked about, it's important that you bring together the key stakeholders that play in the same space. Now, these key stakeholders would be financiers, both bilateral and multilateral development banks. You have philanthropy organizations, impact funders and social funders, and so forth, and academia, those who have come up with research and solutions that we can adopt as a country. So that's the reason we are holding it now. We want to provide a platform for all these stakeholders to exchange and share ideas. And then, of course, this would lead into some tangible solutions that can help better our countries and Uganda specifically. So in this summit, we expect a wide array of stakeholders, like I've indicated, from financiers, just like UDB and other national development banks across Africa. UDB is a member of ADFI, Association of African Development Finance Institutions. We also our MD happens to chair this big association, but we also have other national development banks outside Africa that will be participating. We have other DFIs, or development finance institutions, like bilateral, regional, and multilateral development banks. We have other partners and funders who will be coming to this event. We have the academia, policymakers. We have MDAs, ministries, departments, and agencies in the country will also be participating in this, and of course, leading different parallel sessions and panel discussions. We have the civil society organization, the Fourth Estate, just like you, the private sector, our investors here, and so forth. So all will be participating in this event. And like I've said, it's a platform for sharing different lessons, experiences, models, research, and so forth.
That brings us to the close of this week's edition of Business Now, proudly brought to you by Absa Bank Uganda. And this is a great offer that Absa is offering Visa Signature and Visa Infinite cards. Absa Bank of Uganda offers exclusive travel, lifestyle, and retail privileges through its Visa Signature and Visa Infinite Date and credit cards. Don't miss out on that. These include savings and perks with merchant partners both locally and internationally, as well as exclusive discounts on accommodation, during and travel arrangements. Don't forget, you can catch a repeat of this program on Friday afternoon, and for replays anytime, subscribe to the NTV Uganda YouTube channel. And let's stay connected. You can as well follow me on X at Malcolm Sime for updates and more business insights. You can stay tuned. NTV Tonight is up next with the latest news at 9 p.m. I'm Malcolm Sime. Good night.